Well, you see, the moles concept is actually pretty simple. You just have to know that just like if you have 12 of anything, that makes a dozen. If you have 6.02 into 10 power 23, which is just a really big number, and we have a fancy name for it, it's Avogadro's number. So if you have that many of anything, that is 1 mole of that. So you could have 1 mole of grains of sand, which is pretty much more than the sand there is on all the beaches probably in the world. But that's besides the point. Similarly, if because we cannot count these particles ourselves, we are human, these particles are tiny, then what we do is that we measure the gas volume. And that means if you have 1 mole of anything, if you evaporate it, you will get 24 dm cube at room temperature and pressure. And if you want to measure its mass, which is also pretty simple to do in the lab, then what you do is you simply weigh it equal to its MR, and MR is relative mass, again, something you can easily work with in the lab. So, for example, water. So, water is H2O. So, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, that makes 18 as the MR. So, just take the 18 and take grams of it. So, 18 grams of water will be 1 mole. It will be Avogadro's number of molecules, and it will be 24 dm cube when you evaporate it. That's it. So you can use ratio method that, all right, I have 1 mole of anything, that will be 6.02 into 10 power 23 particles. If I have 3 moles, that is X. Or you could do like MR, and you could say like, I have 18 grams of water, that is 1 mole. So if I had 720 grams of water, how many moles will that be? X. And it goes even further than that. Mole is acting as a bridge here. So what you can do is that, all right, if I have 18 grams of water, that is 1 mole. And if I were to evaporate it, it'll be 24 dm cube. So 18 grams, 1 mole, 24 dm cube, 1 mole. So I am able to compare volume of steam with the mass of steam. And so I can say that 1 mole of water is 18 grams, 24 dm cube at room temperature. So that will simply mean that if I have like again 720 dm cube, it will be X grams, and you are able to compare mass, volume, particles, moles, and you see how convenient. So it's actually really simple. Just think about it and do a few conversion problems. Like if I have X moles, what will its mass be? If this thing or that thing or whatever, it's always the same. 1 mole, Avogadro's number of particles, MR grams, 24 dm cube. That's it. That's it. The concept to the moles.